Djokovic has said that female tennis players should be paid less than men. The 11-time major prize winner says money should be distributed according to who attracts more attention, spectators, and who sells more tickets. At the moment, in the biggest competitions, it is shared equally. Well, the world number one in the women's game, Serena Williams, has hit back, calling his comments offensive, saying there is only one way to interpret that: get on your knees, which is offensive enough, and thank a man. It all follows comments by one tennis boss that women in tennis ride on the coattails of the men. Well, with me is sports journalist Natasha Henry. What do you think?
I think that Mr. Moore's comments were ill-advised, for want of a better phrase. The connotations of get on your knees to a female, we all know what he was generalising to.
Yeah, but getting away from perhaps the unsavoury language, the point he's trying to make is that the men's game is just more popular than the women's, isn't it?
Are we talking viewing figures? Are we talking fans? Because viewing figures would show that the Australian Open, more people watch the women's final than watch the men's. Are we saying that, you know, they should give some of their money over to the women? The women aren't saying that. Why can't we?
But some men are. I mean, you know, Novak Djokovic is saying that he believes that to be the case. Perhaps someone's pointed out to him the Australian Open figures.
Well, maybe they haven't. I feel like he started digging himself a hole and didn't know when to stop. He should have said, you know what, this is a situation, but can we talk about the final that I've just won rather than talking about women's hormones and bodies?
When it comes to the women's game, unfortunately, it's not always true that the most successful players get paid the most money, because Serena Williams, you'd think, would be paid the most, and she's not.
I mean, she's one of the most successful sports people ever, tennis, outside of tennis. But Maria Sharapova, who maybe fits a more commercially visible person, earns more money than her, a lot more money.
Which in some ways goes to back up what Djokovic was saying. It's a commercial thing. It's not fair necessarily.
Well, if Djokovic is that worried about equality, then why doesn't he insist that the men play 3 sets and the women play 5? And then once you have inequality on the court, what's his argument then? Is it going to be that women have wombs, or, you know, because obviously our hormones and our bodies mean that life affects us so much harder than men.
Just to finish off, Natasha, and broadening out to all sports, is it a problem that because of a bygone era, Victorian times, when a lot of these sports were established, they were essentially just played by men? It's taken an awful long time for interest in women's sports to catch up.
No, I think it's just a societal thing, and I think sport, whether it's football, tennis, athletics, is just symptomatic of the wider society around it, and there will always be something for the more prominent sports people or more prominent people in life to use as an excuse to knock those who are more diverse down.
OK. Natasha, many thanks indeed.
Thank you.
Sam Stosur, Bernard Tonick, Leighton Hewitt and Alicia Molik claimed their earliest victories on the Australian Pro Tour. Now, junior stars Nick Kyrgios and Thanasi Kokkinakis begin that same journey to stardom, with Ben Mitchell, Luke Saville and Ash Barty, plus other local and international names. It's the gateway to Grand Slam success and your chance to see the stars of tomorrow in your hometown, the City of Salisbury Tennis International, 16th to the 23rd of February.